When the undefeated Tajikistan fighter Nurullo Aliev made his UFC debut and he made such a big splash on the social medias, I knew that UFC is probably going to find more fighters from Tajikistan and sign them, because Nurullo Aliev has such a cult fan base and such a big following that I feel like a lot of other Tajikistan fighters could probably latch onto as well, because people from Tajikistan do support their fighters so much. Like, you look at the UFC socials during the week, Nurullo Aliev's interview got the most views, his win got the most comments, it got thousands and thousands of comments, which is very strange for that kind of post, just the UFC posting a result. And he also managed to pull off this sort of crowd at like 3 a.m. in Tajikistan as well. Like, you can see the crowd, obviously not with my little overlay, but you know what I mean. You've seen the video. It's crazy. So I feel like UFC's going to see this and see the numbers that Nurullo Aliev has been pulling by himself. He's got 500k followers on Instagram. They're going to sign more fighters from Tajikistan. So what I've gone and done is I've found the best regional prospects from Tajikistan that the UFC could sign if they wanted to. So the first one is Samanda Muradov. I have been shouting this guy's name from the rooftops ever since he won on Road to UFC. It absolutely amazes me how he was not signed based off his Road to UFC bonus fight performance. It doesn't make sense to me, but this guy has fought some great guys, man. He beat Abdurakam Magmedov, 10-0, Maxine Chavez, 19-3, Gian Takira, 19-4, and he beat him in the first round by submission, absolutely dominated him. It was a very impressive performance. He's 23 years old. Honestly, if he got signed to the UFC and he made rapid improvements with his current skill set and 8-0 record, he probably could be a future champion. He's that good. Watch his Road to UFC performance, you understand what I mean. The next one is a 14-0 fighter. He is signed to Bellator, but his name is Sarvajan Kamadov. I don't know if this Bellator signing was a one-time fight, because a lot of times Bellator does sign guys for 1 or 2 fights at once. Maybe he's signed to Bellator for a full contract and this is a waste of a spot, but I do think that he would be a great addition to UFC if he is available. Wayne Gafarov is the next one. He is from Tajikistan, 18-4 record on Dana White's Contender Series as well, where he got robbed by Chan Anhaliga. I think he won that fight, but it is what it is. He bounced back with a win over a 15-1 opponent, and then he beat Thiago Silva, who's 15-7. I think he's going to be on Dana White's Contender Series this year, and if he's not, he really should just get signed straight to the UFC. He is the LFA Bantamweight champion. He's very good striker, very good grappler. I think he got robbed pretty badly by Chad Anhaliga. To be honest, I think he won that fight, but we move on. The ACA champion, I believe, of light heavyweight, Faridan Odilov. UFC needs more light heavyweights. I think Faridan Odilov would make a very good addition to the roster. He's 16-2. He is signed to ACA, who are known to have exclusive contracts and be pretty hard to get out of. But I do think maybe if he was to come to UFC, he would have a lot of success. So he's on the list as well. Azam Gafarov is also on the list. He's a flyweight. The UFC does need more flyweights. He's 14-3, 29 years old, and he does have a couple of good wins. Recently, a 10-2 win over Azamat Pushkov. He has lost a couple of times, but it was in 2021. It's been a few years since then. I think that maybe he could make an addition to the flyweight division at UFC. Next one is Oyatolo Muminov. He's also a flyweight. He's only 22 years old as well, and all of his wins are by finish. Very exciting fighter. Tapology says he's got 5 wins by sub, 5 wins by finish, but there is only 9 wins on his record. But it is what it is. All of his wins are by finish. A lot of them are in the first round. I mean, he has lost to kind of everyone that he stepped up in competition against, but he's a finisher. He would be exciting in the UFC. I think he would be very fun to have. We move on. Mubariz Umarov, who's 10-2. He's a featherweight or a bantamweight. One of the two. But either way, he's only 25 years old. He's beaten a couple of decent guys. The problem is a lot of these wins recently have been split decisions over lower levels of competition. But he still has beaten a couple of good guys, such as an 8-3 opponent. And then a lot of guys earlier on into his career. Maybe he could be a pretty good addition as well to the roster. Bigsog Usmanov, 11-4 bantamweight with 24 at the age of only 27. He's doing a bit of everything. He's actually going to be fighting in Icon FC. His last couple of fights, he's fought for Icon FC, which is Jorge Masvidal's promotion. A lot of the time when people move over to USA to do fights at USA-based shows and they're not from the USA, it usually is because that they want to get assigned to an American show like the UFC. So I think like that's definitely what he's trying to set up there. He's fought Sean Etchell, who's a very good Australian fighter, a very cool guy as well. I think he could probably make a good addition. And the last one is Azakhzhan Chosanbiev, who is 24 years old, 8-1 record. He hasn't really fought the best guys in the world, but you know, every time he did step up in competition, which was once, he didn't do too good. Most of his wins are over guys with losing records, but he's a young guy, he's only 24, so maybe you could see his name sometime soon in the UFC potentially. I think he would be pretty cool to have. So let me know what you think of the video. I've kind of wanted to make this video for a long time. I think it was a pretty good idea. Samanda Muradov, though, I will just say it needs to be in the UFC. Like, I'm a big fan of this guy, dude. He is really, really good. So hopefully he can get signed to the UFC. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you think that we're going to see more Tajikistan fighters. If there's anyone I missed, definitely let me know. And I'll see you in the next video.